Hi guys, and welcome to Chronic Fitness with Fran. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of fitness if you have a chronic illness. I myself have cystic fibrosis, so my first few sets of videos will be geared towards that, and I'll be helping you to improve on your lung function, your muscle strength, your bone density, and even improve on your digestive transit. I created these videos because I found with a lot of the classes that I attended and the online instructional videos I was watching, I was really struggling to keep up. I think there's this real push for the burn mentality in a lot of these classes that's just way too intense for me. And actually, as a result of attending a class that was really high impact cardio, I actually ended up injuring my knee, which is why I think it's so important to work with your body rather than against it when you have a chronic illness or limited mobility. I think also the problem with chronic illness is the unpredictability of it. You know, one day you can feel amazing at 10 a.m. and you want to get down the gym and do all of these things, and then the next day at 10 a.m. you can struggle to get out of bed. That's why I created this workout plan. It was just something I could do in my own time, at home, and when I was feeling up to it. So the exercise plan that I'm going to be sharing with you today, you can just do at home, and all you're going to need is a mat and about 20 minutes of your time. So we're going to begin flat on our backs, and we're going to be doing some leg raises. What I like to do is keep my stomach pulled in about 50%, and to remind myself to do this, I just place my hands on my belly, and it just reminds me to keep my core engaged and keep my stomach pulled in. So we're just raising our legs here. So we're raising our right leg and back to the mat, and then our left leg and back to the mat, and repeat this about 10 times. And what this does is it just wakes up the lower half of your body and your core, so it just gets your muscles ready for the rest of the workout that we're going to be doing. Try to remember to keep your legs at a 90-degree angle when you come up. I don't always remember to do this, but try to keep everything as straight as possible. So I repeat this action twice, so 10 times, have a rest, and then we'll do another 10 leg raises. The next movement, what we're going to do is lift our legs off the mat, keep the leg entirely straight and keep your toes pointed. The leg should be roughly about 45 degrees off the mat, and then we're going to make small circles with our feet. And what this does is wake up the bottom half of your body, so it engages your hips, your hamstrings, your knees, all of your legs really, as well as your bum and your stomach. So it's quite a good warm-up movement. So you can repeat this action about 6 times. So 3 circles for each leg, and then we're going to raise our legs again to that 90-degree angle. Remember to keep your core engaged, your stomach pulled in, and what we're going to do here is place our hands on our thighs, breathe in, and then on the exhale, push our hands against our thighs. So you're creating a resistance in your body. So you're pushing against yourself. Repeat this action about 10 times, remembering to breathe through the stretches. So when you're pushing against yourself, exhale. When you're relaxing, breathe in. When you're pushing, exhale. When you're relaxing, breathe in. It just makes it a lot easier. So once we've done this, we'll keep our legs raised and we're going to do bicycles on our back. So all we're going to do is make a cycling motion with our legs just in the air, keeping the core engaged, keeping the core active, pulling in our stomach, and do this for about 60 seconds. And this cycling motion is really great for your body without putting too much pressure on it. So have a rest, and then what we're going to be doing is a yoga version of stomach crunches, which is a bit simpler and less stressful on the body. Next, we're going to raise our legs again to that 90-degree angle and put our hands behind our head, like a little pillow behind our head. And what we're going to do is we're going to move forwards, crunch forwards, and kiss our left elbow to our right knee, and then our right elbow to our left knee, and so on, and keep going with that, just breathing gently through the stretches. Don't push yourself too hard here. Then lower your legs for a rest. Have a breathe. I normally do 3 or 4 deep breaths. Raise your legs and we'll do another 10. So if you don't feel like you can manage the extra 10, don't worry. You can just sit and relax through this portion of the video until I've finished. Some days you feel like you can do 20, some days you feel like you can do 10, and some days, even myself, when I'm struggling, I'll just do like 5, and even 5 is better than none. And relax back down when you've finished. And what we're going to be doing next is overhead stretches. So we'll be lifting our arms up and over our head, and then back down to the mat, and repeat this about 3 or 4 times, and this just opens up the shoulders. So on your 4th overhead stretch, you want to roll up with your body with your arms. So we roll up into a seated position, keeping your spine nice and straight, your stomach pulled in, and try to keep your legs as close to the mat as possible. So keep your legs nice and flat. If this is too hard, just raise your legs a bit. It did actually take me quite a while to be able to flatten my legs against the mat. Then we open our arms and we're going to be twisting our upper torso from left to right without moving our bottom half. So the way I remember to do this correctly is to twist my body left towards my left big toe, then back to center, and then right towards my right big toe, and then back to center. Repeat this about 10 times, and then we're going to stretch forward. So all we're going to do is move our arms and stretch forwards. So I can actually stretch all the way to touch my toes. If this is too hard for you, feel free to just stretch forwards and touch your ankles, or stretch forwards and touch your shins. It took me about 3 months to be able to touch my toes. So no pressure, just stretch as far as you can, and this will just relax the muscles. And then we'll take it up again. Open our arms again, keeping our spine straight and our stomach pulled in, and we'll do another 10 twists. So what we're going to be doing next is just relaxing all of our muscles. So once you move up from your final stretch forward, we're going to cross our feet together in a seated position, take hold of our feet, and then just rock back. Now you can rock up and down, back and forth, side to side, and all it does is just helps your muscles to relax before our next movement. So for the next movement, you want to stay seated with your back straight. Then we're going to be lifting our legs up off the mat and putting them straight out in front of us, hopefully at that 90-degree angle, but don't worry too much because this is quite a hard movement. So we're going to be creating a sort of hovering effect here. And then we'll put our palms together and we're going to push our legs out one at a time. I kind of imagine here that I'm pushing something away from my body with my feet as I move through the stretches, and keep breathing through that movement. Take some time here to cross your legs over again, to hold onto your feet and to rock backwards. We'll just stretch it out a bit here because that's quite an intense movement. So we're just going to rock again just to ease out the muscles. And when we come back up, we'll do another 10 pushes. If you feel like another 10 is too much, don't worry. Just take this time to rest. So after taking some time to rest, I normally lie flat for about 3 or 4 breaths after the leg pushes. We will then move forward onto all fours and make sure here that your shoulders are in line with your hands and your hip points are in line with your knees. Pull in your stomach, and we're going to do some yoga stretches. So when you feel ready, we're going to stretch forwards on an inhale. So inhale, stretch all the way forwards, all the way up, moving your head and your chest upwards, and then exhale and release back down, moving into your body, releasing your head, tightening your stomach muscles. Then on the inhale, move up and outwards again, nice and slowly, stretching up, 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 up. And then on the exhale, stretching back, traveling up along the spine, back inwards all the way until your head releases. Take a breath cycle here. And then stretch up one more time, all the way up. And exhale, release back down. All the way down, rounding the spine. And then inhale, back to all fours. Now we are all stretched out. We're going to be moving our right knee to our right elbow and back again. And then our left knee to our left elbow and back again. Do this in quite short, sort of sharp successions, and make sure you're breathing through it. Always breathe through. We're going to do 10 of these, and these are actually good for your abs, so these are stomach crunches, but it's also good for your upper body strength, your arm strength, your back strength. It pretty much does everything. Then we're going to come up onto our knees here and just roll everything out just to relax. So roll out the shoulders, roll out the wrists, and maybe a few stretches overhead. Then we'll come back to all fours and repeat the action for another 10 times. I think I do it 20 times in this video, but you don't need to do it that many times if you don't want to. Then once again we'll come up onto our knees and just roll everything out, have a stretch and ease out the muscles. Then we'll be moving forwards and moving down into a plank position. Hold this position for about 30 seconds. The lower you can get your hips towards the mat, the harder it will be. So just see how your body's feeling. No need to push yourself. And make sure your legs are nice and straight and your arms are in line with your shoulders. Try not to just collapse when you finish your plank. Push your legs up and back so you can maneuver yourself into a kneeling position. So from this position on all fours, what we're going to do is just sink forwards into the mat. So we're keeping our back part in the air, and then our front is going to sink down towards the mat. See if you can stretch your arms out here as well. And this is a sort of half facing downward dog. And as you can see, I'm not staying completely still. I like to just breathe and move, sort of sway in and out of this stretch. It's just good to relax the muscles after the plank, because the plank's really hard work. So now we're back on all fours. What we're going to do is make sure we're aligned here. So again, shoulders and hands aligned, and hip points and knees aligned. And we're going to push our legs up and back and come down into a downward facing dog. Now, here you don't have to keep your legs completely straight like I do in the video. Again, it took me a few months to get to this level, so you can keep your knees bent if it makes it easier, or pedal out the feet. And finally, we're going to bend the legs quite generously, bend the knees, and walk forwards towards our palms. Come up onto your fingertips if having your palms flat on the mat is too difficult. And we're going to hang here for about 3 breaths and breathe into the back of our spine and just bend our legs nicely and slowly roll up into a nice comfortable standing position. And that's it, guys. So good job for getting all the way through the video. Keep an eye on this channel because I will be uploading some more content soon. And until then, well done, and see you guys later.